Okay, Chapter 3 review, STAAR review. Number 1. Molly is building a scale model in the shape of a rectangular prism formed from small cubes with the side lengths of 1/4 centimeter. Use the rectangular prism for questions 1 and 2. Number 1. How many small cubes with side lengths of 1/4 centimeter will fit in the bottom layer of the rectangular prism? First, you need to recognize they're asking you how many cubes. They're really not worried about the measurement of the cubes. It's how many cubes that will fit on the bottom layer. Well, the bottom and the top are parallel. So there's 2 ways that you can fix it. 2 ways you can find out the answer. One way is to count the top. Simply count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I got 18 when I counted the top. Well, the top is going to be congruent with the bottom, so there would be 18 on the bottom. There's also the area. Area would find how many cubes are on the bottom. That would be length times width. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 1, 2, 3. 6 times 3 is 18. So your answer would be 18. Number 2. What is the volume of the scale model Molly built? What is the volume? Okay, key word, volume. Now this is where we're going to use that 1/4 at. Okay, each cube is 1/4, 1/4, 1/4, 1/4, 1/4, and 1/4. To find the volume, it's going to be length times width times height. So my length is going to be in measurements. Remember, when you're adding fractions, fractions have to have the same denominator. When adding or subtracting fractions, you have to have the same denominator. So 4 is going to stay. So if we add up all of our squares up here, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6/4 is the measurement of the length. Put your multiplication sign. And now we're going to go with the width. Well, we have 1, 2, 3 on the top, so that would be 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4. And again, when you're adding fractions, the denominator has to be the same when you keep it. So add up the numerators. 1, 2, 3. That would be 3/4. And for the height, 1, 2, 3. So again, you have 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4. So that again would be 3/4. Now then, you have to multiply those. So we're multiplying 6 times 3 times 3. 6 times 3 times 3 should get you 54. 4 times 4 times 4 should get you 64. Now then, you need to decide what we can reduce that by, because that's not our answer. When a fraction can be reduced or simplified, you must do that. And 4 will not go into both of these. But 2 will. So if you divide by 2, you divide by 2, you will get your answer. Number 3. Dan is designing a business card with a logo for a company. The logo is a triangle with a 90-degree angle and a 45-degree angle. What is the measure of the third angle of the logo? So what we know is we have a triangle and one angle is 90 degrees. One angle is 45 degrees. But what we know of a triangle with all of the angles in a triangle add up to be 180. So blank plus blank plus blank equals 180. Because if this is a right angle, that means this side's a right angle. And this makes a straight line. And a straight line measures 180. 90 plus 90 is 180. And we know 2 of these spots. We know that one angle is 90 degrees. One angle is 45 degrees. But we do not know what this angle is. Okay? A couple of ways you can find that out is to solve for x. So 90 plus 45. You can fit it on your paper somewhere. I'm going to continue it on this. 90 plus 45 would be 135 plus x equals 180. To solve for x, circle your variable. Ask yourself, what is it doing to the number? And it's adding. So if I want x by itself, I have to do the opposite. If I subtract 135 from this side, I subtract 135 from this side, x equals. And then you will have your answer, 180 minus 35, and write your answer there and find it on the paper. The other way that we could have found would be to start off, okay, well we know the total is 180, subtract 90, find that answer, subtract 45, subtract that. So there's 2 different ways you could have solved it, whichever one you like. Number 4. Caroline is using a coordinate plane to make a map of locations on a playground. Use the map for questions 4 through 6. What are the coordinates of the swings? Swings are right there. First, I want to review some about our coordinate plane. We have quadrants on the coordinate plane. And remember, the quadrants make a big C. This one right here is going to start off as quadrant 1. Quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4. That should be review. I'm just reviewing you on your knowledge. Also, what you should know is in quadrant 1 is going to be a positive, positive. Quadrant 2 is going to go negative, positive, because you're going to go back and up. Quadrant 3 will be a negative, negative. And quadrant 4 would be a positive, negative. And that's just a review that you should already know. So, what are the coordinates of the swings? Well, the swings are up here. And if I know it's a positive, positive, I can eliminate G and J. Your X comes first, so go over X and up y to find out what your coordinates are. Over x, up y. And those will be your coordinates. Number 5. Which of the following best describes the location of the slide? I'm going to go up here and I'm going to circle slide. Which best describes the location of slides? Is it in quadrant 2? Is it in quadrant 3? Is it on the x-axis or the y-axis? Where is the slides? Quadrant 2, quadrant 3, x-axis or y-axis? Number 6. What are the coordinates of the kickball field? Well, the kickball field is right here. So what are the coordinates of the kickball field? Well, since they're over here, we know it's going to be a negative, positive. A negative, positive. So find your coordinates and circle your answer. Number 7. Kenna is trying to determine the relationship between the side lengths and the angle measures of a triangle. She wants to use the angle measures to order the lengths of the sides of a triangle from shortest to longest. Kenna drew the following triangle to help her decide. Here's your key information. There is a relationship between the side lengths and the angle measurements. If you remember, your smallest angle, write this down please, equals smallest, or I should have said shortest, side. Okay, that's a relationship. The largest angle is, your longest side. And it wants you to list them from shortest to longest. So shortest to longest. So if we look at our shortest angle, or our smallest angle, we have 42, 82, and 56. So we need our smallest angle. Smallest angle would be 42 degrees. That's going to be smaller than 82 or 56. So here's your smallest. I'll do it in green since I did smallest angle in green. Smallest angle directly across will be the shortest side. My longest angle, so I'm actually going to put A as my shortest side. My longest side would be from my largest angle, 82 and 56. 82 is your largest angle, so directly across will be your longest side. So that would be B. So now we look at our answers and we'll see which one. It says A is less than B, B is less than C. So again, we're looking for the shortest to the longest. Well, the shortest side we know is A. So you can eliminate two choices, and you can put the rest, you can decide which one would be your best answer. A is less than C, C is less than B. Or A is less than B, B is less than C. Number 8. Kylie is plotting a point on a coordinate plane. From the origin, she moves 9 units to the left, and that's on the x-axis. So if we have our axis right here, that's x, this is y, and it's 9 to the left. So that would be -9. Going to the left of your origin, which your origin is 0, 0. That is your origin because it says right here, origin. You need to make sure you know the origin is 0, 0. 9 units to the left, when you go left on the x-axis, it is negative. And 5 units up. 5 units up. So if you're already here at -9 and you go 5 units up, it's going to be a +5. And that is your y. So your answers, you just got to find those coordinates. Remember, it's always x, then y. X and then y. Number 9. Complete the ratio to find how many hours are equivalent to 420 minutes. There are 2 ways that you can solve this problem. We can do cross product. We can do that, or we can see if 60 goes into 420. If we see if 60 can go into 420, we would do 420 divided by 60 and see how many times. And then you would just do the top the same way. You would multiply whatever you multiply 60 by to get 420, you multiply the top. The other way is cross product, which would be 1 hour over 60 minutes equals how many hours over 420 minutes. Cross product is multiplying across. So you would have 60x equals 420. And to get x off of 60, you do the opposite of what it's doing, and it's multiplying, so you divide by 60, divide by 60. And that will be your answer. Number 10. Aaron plotted 4 points on a coordinate plane. He asked Mindy which point is plotted at -2, 5 on the coordinate plane. Remember, x, y. So you get on x, start at the origin on x, this is your x, and go -2, 1, 2, and then up 5 because it's positive. And select your answer. Number 11. A basketball coach is measuring the heights of players on the team. The tallest player is 6 feet tall. The shortest player is 54 inches tall. Notice that this is feet and this is inches. We're going to have to get them all in one unit here in a minute. Which of the following statements correctly reflects the the comparison of the heights of the two players? So the tallest player is 40 inches taller than the shortest. The tallest player is 9 inches taller than the shortest. The tallest player is 18 inches taller than the shortest. And the tallest player is the same height as the shortest player. Well, that one right there doesn't make sense. If we have a tall one, we have a short one, they can't be the same. So D, mark it out. So everything's asking for inches. Inches, inches, inches. So let's change our feet to inches. If we have 6 feet, how many inches is that? 1 foot, and this is on your reference chart, 1 foot is going to equal 12 inches. So again, we can do cross product to find x, or we can use the division to go this way. But let's just use cross product because I do like it. 6 times 12 equals 1x, because x times 1 is x. So cross product again. 6 times 12 is 72 inches. Okay, so if we know the shortest player is 54 inches, tallest one is 72 inches. And it wants us to find the difference in the players because one's going to be taller than the other. So to find the difference of the problem, we're going to take 72 inches, which is your tallest person, and subtract that from, or subtract 54 inches from it for the shortest. This will be your difference in the tallest to shortest player. So solve that and circle your answer. Number 12. Find the missing number to complete the conversion table. We have 3,000 milliliters and 3 liters. 7,500, and how many liters would that be? 9,000, 9 liters. 11,500 is 11.5 liters. So we're wanting to find this measurement right here. I'm going to suggest finding the unit rate. Finding the unit rate. And if we know 3,000 or 3 liters, if I went backwards and I said, okay, well, what's 1 liter? You would simply divide 3,000 by 3 to find the unit rate. And if we did that, you would find that for 1 liter is 1,000 milliliters. So if I'm going to see what 7,500 is, divide it by 1,000. And you should have your answer. So 7,500 divided by 1,000 will give you your liters. Number 13. Hope draws a figure on a sheet of dot paper as shown below. What is the area of the figure? So I want to know what is the area of that triangle and this triangle. Area of a triangle equals 1/2 base times height. Okay, so 1/2 times my base, and we're going to just call these units. 1, 2, 3, 4 units on my base. And then the height. This is what you have to remember on a triangle. Finding your height goes straight from the bottom to the top because it's got to be a 90-degree angle. So 1, 2. Your height is 2 units. Because remember, we've always said when you find the height, it's got to have that 90-degree angle. So you have to go through the middle, and it's 2 units. So 4 times 2 is 8, and you can either times it by 1/2 or simply divide it by 1/2, and you're going to get 4. But that's for one triangle. That's just for this top triangle. The bottom triangle looks similar, looks congruent actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So it's the same measurements. So you just need to double the area of the first triangle. So make sure you double it. Number 14. Which ordered pair represents the point in quadrant 2? Okay, remember we talked about quadrants. You make your C in the quadrant. Okay, it starts here. This is your 1, 2, 3, 4. And I also told you if it was going to be positive, negative, or whatever. So you can either look back on the first page, or if you know which one's going to be in quadrant 2. This is the quadrant you want it to be in. So choose your answer. You can look back at the front page where I put all the positives and negatives. Number 15. Find the missing number to complete the conversion table. So again, I like finding unit rate. So if I have 3 cups, 24, 5 to 40, and 8 to, this is what we're wanting to find is your 8. There's actually 2 ways we can do this. I can go back to my unit rate, and so 24 divided by 3 will get you 8. So 1 cup equals 8 ounces. So if I need 8 cups, I need to multiply by 8. So 8 times 8, you can figure it out. Or, this is without finding unit rate, what is 5 plus 3? That equals 8. So if we added those 2 up, you would find out what your 8 is. So 2 ways to find that one. Number 16. What is the missing angle measure in the triangle? Okay, we've talked about that too. We're looking for the angles. Remember, all angles add up to be 180. We have 105, we have 39, and we're missing this number right here. So as we did on the front page, you can solve for x, or you can take 180, subtract 105, get your answer, subtract 39, and that would be your answer. 2 different ways to solve it, but they all have to add up to 180. So you could actually take turns plugging each number in to find which one equals 180, if you want to just plug the answers in. Number 17, a rectangular prism has a volume of 5,520 centimeters cubed. The height is 16 centimeters. What is its base area? So volume equals big BH, which is basically your length times width times height. But we are looking for the base area, which is your length times width. So fill in what you know. We know the volume is 5,520. equals your big B, area of your base, times 16. That is your height. So we need to solve for B. Draw your line, keep it balanced. Circle your variable. What is your variable doing to this number? It's multiplying. So we do the opposite, which is divide by 16, and that will cancel out and leave you with your big B. Divide by 16, and you will have your answer. Number 18. Two sides of a triangle have measures of 7 meters and 15 meters. Which measure could the length of the third side? So we have two sides of a triangle. We have 15 and 17. Which measure could be the length of the third side? All right, we're going to stop there, running out of time, and I will pick up with part 2.